over time, we saw a reduction in the revenue coming from analog stamp duty, the paper stamp duty coming into government. So NIPOST in 2012 engaged some consultants. In 2012, I wasn't the governor, it was Sanusi Lamido Sanusi. They came to the CBN and told them that they had a mandate to do electronic collection of stamp duties. At that time, there was no law backing it. So CBN said there was no law. For that reason, they would not force the banks. In 2014, towards the end of 2014, when I became governor, they came back and we also gave them the same explanation that we couldn't collect stamp duties because there was no law to back the collection. In 2015, they went to court. Around end of 2015, they got a court judgment. In spite of the fact that there was no law backing it, they got a court judgment forcing central bank to force the banks to begin to collect stamp duty. Afraid that I could be accused of contempt, we took the risk as CBN to write to the banks a circular saying, start collecting stamp duty. Some customers, some large customers who are into FMCG products protested and went to court. As I speak, some of those cases are still in court today. But in spite of that, we have continued to force and compel the banks that they must collect this stamp duty or electronic money transfer fees. So it is therefore very, I don't understand how the central bank that started forcing the banks in 2016 to collect stamp duty because we feel that it is a source of revenue generation for the country, how that same central bank can begin to withhold 89 trillion. So that it beats our imagination that those kind of arguments can come. Ladies and gentlemen, 89 trillion is so large. The total asset, if you understand accounting, the total asset of the banking industry today is about 71 or 71.5 trillion. The total deposit of the banking system today is 44.498 trillion. So how then is it possible that stamp duty, which is 89 trillion, that is twice the deposit of banks, how possible is that? And I truly don't understand. I just don't understand. So when it became some stories everywhere, we went into our records. We told banking supervision, banking payment system, please go into the system and rake out the total amount that has been collected on stamp duty from 2015 to date, 2016 to date. We told our people in banking supervision, contact the banks. Now, let the banks give us from their record how much they have collected on stamp duty from 2016 to date. And you know what? Tell the banks on their headed paper, they should sign that this is the amount they have collected on stamp duty from the 2016 to date. The report that we have in CBN is this, that stamp duty collected to date is 378 billion 686 million 315,505 naira 28 kobo. I'm reading it to the last kobo. I repeat, total stamp duty collected from 2016 to date in our record, and which the banks have signed on their headed paper how much they've collected. Because this is public accounts, we owe Nigerians accountability is 370 billion 686,315,505 naira 28 kobo. Out of that, FIRS has disbursed through FAC, or Ministry of Finance has disbursed to FAC disbursed to FAC 226 billion 451 million 720,158 naira 88 kobo. And the balance in the account in CBN is 144 billion 234 million 595,346 naira 40 kobo. Went further, we said, look, banks, this is, we did a tabulation. The highest collection, and I will mention the name of the bank, the oldest bank in Nigeria, First Bank, collected 71.6 billion naira in 7 years. Their headed papers are all here, signed by them. So I truly don't know where 89 trillion is. But again, we at Central Bank, we have said we will continue to look for it. What have we done? We have engaged the big 4 audit firms, KPMG, PwC, Ernst & Young, and Deloitte, to go to the banks and do a forensic audit of all stamp duties. They have a way of, by the time they simulate the number of transactions and volume, they will see it. And if there is any uncollected stamp duty, we will force the banks. They would pay to the last 1 penny. That is our position. Again, please, you can see how I've taken my time. There is no intention to overheat the system. Please press, help us, provide information, but please not to overheat the system. Nigerians deserve the information because this is public account, and that is why we have done this afternoon.